Hey guys, let's get more news about Miami Heat, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Celtics star Jayson Tatum addresses Game 4 incident with Bam Adebayo. The Celtics saw Kristaps Porzingis exit early from Boston's Game 4 win over the Miami Heat on Monday night and nearly saw Jayson Tatum go down with an injury, too. It almost turned into a calamitous situation for the Celtics star with 5:04 left in the fourth quarter. Derek White came to set a pick for Tatum at the top of the key, but White was pushed from behind by Miami guard Patty Mills. The play was blown dead with Mills being called for a foul, but as is common practice in the NBA, Tatum attempted a shot after the whistle. Heat star Bam Adebayo swiped at the shot and came into the landing space of Tatum, who twisted his ankle on Adebayo's foot. Tatum immediately fell to the floor clutching his ankle but walked it off and played the rest of the game. He tried to downplay the incident when he addressed it following Boston's 102-88 win at Casillas Center. "I mean, y'all saw it. I shot the ball afterward, landed on his foot," Tatum told reporters, per league-provided video. "The same ankle that I hurt in Game 7 last year, that I hurt against the Warriors, that I tweaked against the Clippers. So it didn't feel good at first, but yeah, it was just that. And I don't want to make it a bigger deal than what it is. Little play, I wasn't tripping, moved on, kept playing, worried about the rest of the game." Tatum did admit though that rolling his ankle did get his blood to boil. "I was mad. Just 'cause it's the same ankle," Tatum said. "But I've tweaked my ankle 1,000 times playing this game, so it was throbbing, but the adrenaline made it wear off I guess, and just kept playing." Adebayo was assessed a flagrant foul 1 and Al Horford, who gave the Heat forward a good nudge on his way over to check on Tatum, picked up a technical foul. Horford, coming to his defense, surely was noticed and appreciated by Tatum. "That's the OG. We're all on the team together. We're all brothers. So, right or wrong, you've gotta rock with your brother, and that's what we do," Tatum said. "If we see something we don't like, or whatever it is, we stand up for each other. And it's contagious." This was just the latest dust-up in the Celtics-Heat series, which Boston holds a commanding 3-1 lead. Tatum was on the other end of a hard foul from Caleb Martin in Game 1, while Martin and Celtics point guard Peyton Pritchard got face-to-face in Game 3. Miami Heat, important rotation weapon joins Jimmy Butler, Terry Rozier in the injured list for must-win Game 5 versus Boston Celtics. The injury bug continues to bite the Miami Heat, as it was announced on their X, formerly known as Twitter, that Jamie Jaquez Jr. is going to be out for Game 5 against the Boston Celtics on Wednesday due to a hip injury. This is certainly bad news for the Miami Heat, who are already without Jimmy Butler and Terry Rozier and are one defeat away from seeing their 2023-24 campaign end, since the UCLA product has been fairly productive in his postseason debut, with averages of 12.8 points, 3.3 rebounds, and 3.0 assists per game in 30.8 minutes per contest. Jamie Jaquez Jr. strained his hip in Game 4 on Monday, as he felt something given after going for a rebound early in the third period. He finished the game with 9 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 assists in 22 minutes of action. "I just felt something given the hip," Jaquez said after Game 4. "It was really just my hip, my right hip. I felt something given the beginning in the third quarter, going up for a rebound. I tried to get back in there, tried to give it everything I had." Even with their season on the line, the Miami Heat will not force Jamie Jaquez Jr. back from his hip injury, as the 23-year-old rookie said that he will take it day by day. "I think just take it day by day. This is something definitely a little new. I don't think I've had an injury up here before. But like I said, day by day," Jaquez said via Zachary Weinberger on X, formerly known as Twitter. "This is when guys come together and get tighter as a group. And that's what we're going to do," he added. Before playing in his first NBA postseason, Jamie Jaquez Jr. has been touted as one of the steals of the 2023 NBA draft, with regular season averages of 11.9 points, 3.8 rebounds, and 2.6 assists per game on 48.9% shooting from the field. Miami Heat a favorite to make massive trade for 14-time All-Star, NBA execs. In the wake of the Suns' destruction at the hands of the Timberwolves in the opening round of the playoffs this week, and with the Miami Heat doing their best to keep up with Boston in their Eastern Conference first-rounder, the notion that both franchises could be on the brink of major changes lingers. The tax-ravaged Suns might have little choice but to alleviate themselves of a star player and the attached salary, while the Heat are expected to be very much on the hunt for a star. It's not difficult to link the two, then. How about Kevin Durant, starting forward for Erik Spoelstra and the Miami Heat? This would be a logical conclusion to a connection that goes back nearly 2 years now between the Heat and Durant, back to when Durant first lodged his trade request with the Nets just ahead of the start of free agency in 2022. The Heat were one of the teams most interested in dealing for him. It didn't happen then. But in the coming months, maybe that will change. There are a few teams that should come up, one Western Conference executive said of potential Durant trade partners. The Heat would be a favorite. Around the NBA, there has been plenty of speculation about what might next happen with Durant, as the Suns, more than $100 million over the salary cap already for next season, seek to find a way to undo their ill-advised star player mashup, with Bradley Beal, no trade cause, and Devin Booker, franchise cornerstone, staying put. Durant is still at the top of his game, but if he were to leave Phoenix, he would be on his 4th team in 5 years, raising red flags about his disposition and ability to fit with a team. That might be an advantage for the Miami Heat, though. He makes you nervous because as good as he is, he now has some baggage and it is easy to blame everyone else for what has happened in his last few stops, but at some point you start to say, wait, he is the common factor here, one Eastern Conference GM said. There are a lot of teams that he'd be a great fit, maybe all of them, right? He is that good. The baggage is a worry, though. You have to ask, how much of this baggage is his, how much is just the bad circumstances he was in? Because it seems like a long time since Kevin was happy as a player, the GM wondered. He's disgruntled all the time. So then you have to ask, if he is unhappy, can we take it? Do we have the coach and the locker room to shrug that stuff off? That is a question you have to ask with him now. It is not going to be yes for every team, and that would limit his market. Of all the teams in the league, the Heat no doubt have the locker room and coach to make things work with Durant. Not to mention the need and the assets. The Heat are probably facing the reality of one last run with Jimmy Butler, who has been out since the first play-in game with a knee injury, in the next couple of years. They'll need someone who can help take advantage of Butler's skill set, and Durant is the ideal complement. A trio of Butler, Durant, and Bam Adebayo at the Heat's core is championship caliber. It would be costly, though. The Heat would have to give up Tyler Herro for starters, and probably Terry Rozier as well. Second-year forward Nikola Jovic would have to be part of the deal, as well as at least one future first-round pick, probably 2, depending on the other offers the Suns get. Still, Durant is one of the most dangerous scorers in the NBA, averaging 27.1 points on 50% shooting last year, when he made his 14th All-Star team. He is 6'11", able to play all 3 wing positions and providing switchability on defense. Yes, he is not always the most pleasant guy, but at the same time, who better to accentuate his positives and eliminate his negatives than Erik Spoelstra and the Miami Heat? And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of Kevin Durant? Leave your opinion in the comments.